Welcome to View and Do 3.5 on description. We're using Daniel's essay here to talk about description. So write a one-page response where you say what you learned from reading the section below and following along with the chain, and post it to the D2L Dropbox for this View and Do. Description. When were you suddenly there? That's what you have to ask yourself as a reader and as a writer, to put your reader there in your scene. You want to describe a picture for them. So description elicits emotion in the reader, as does dialogue. Good description never tells what to feel about a certain person or thing. It permits the reader to experience an emotion through what is described, the action and concreteness of the description. So use associative detail. Connect to the information that your audience already has on your particular topic. Use metaphor. Oh, I understand. This is the same thing I saw when I heard Felt's experienced back then. It's not exactly the same, but I can understand better how, now that I've been reminded of what this is like. Okay? Select the details you need. Watch out for the ephemeral detail, the sort that people will not understand a few years from now. And there is a problem writing for ill-informed people, but the concreteness of the detail will help. Here's a rule of thumb. Write using concrete nouns, active verbs, and simple but striking adjectives and adverbs. The fewer the better. So your description should be carried by the concrete nouns and active verbs. If you're using a lot of adjectives, you're slowing your writing down. Concrete nouns and active verbs allow the writing to have speed and to be vivid. See Goldberg's little essay on detail. So Daniels in description. Look at this section, this little couple sentences from Daniels. He does a lot of short, descriptive things, and he uses a lot of dialogue too to bring out his characters. But here's a little piece of description that is very apt, and you see this person. So, I smoked a cigar on a bench along the dock and saw a waterfront bum coming from 100 yards away. So you know where the writer is, where his point of view is directed. You see this person, this bum. He's not a man, he's not a figure, he's a bum. So there's a picture being developed here. And he's not a long ways away, he's 100 yards away. So there's a lot of specifics here. Smoking a cigar on the waterfront, seeing the bum, and the bum is 100 yards away. Very specific, but not overly specific. He was burned brown and wrinkled by the sun. Very simple direction, very simple description. Brown and wrinkled. You don't have to be highfalutin here. You just have to use these very simple, descriptive, detailed kind of adjectives. He looked like a wallet someone had been sitting on for 40 years. So you get the idea of this person who's kind of got a smashed look to him. But it's also, it gives you the kind of impression of him being used up also, or well used maybe. So there's a lot of ambiguity in this metaphor, but there's also what it also does is it gives you something that you can compare this person to, and it makes it vivid. Okay, so that's the kind of thing we're interested in. So talk about the way you use descriptions in your view and do. Practice this. because remember, the view and do's are always places where you want to uh, write for your essay. You want to use them as a free writing space for a place where you can invent. Okay? All right, thanks.